name is Gail, and I am here today from the Beloit Public Library. I've brought some books with me that I'm going to introduce to you, and I'm going to leave copies of them with your teacher in the room so that if you like these books and you want to read them, you can check them out. So these are the different books that we're going to look at today. The first one is regarding storms. The next one, I really like this one. It's called Tales for the Picky Eater. The next one is The Magic Treehouse. Then we have one that is entitled We Are All Connected. And this one is written in English and Spanish. The next one, you might think it says singing for kids, but it doesn't. It says signing for kids. So we're going to learn a little sign language. And the very last one is regarding reptiles. You guys probably know what reptiles are. So the first one that I'm going to start with is the one regarding storms. You guys probably know what kind of storms there can be. So the one I'm going to read about is about tornadoes. And as you can see, I have this lamp here going and it's forming a tornado. That's what they look like in real life. They spin around and they can just suck anything up into the air. Long ago, there was a movie made called The Wizard of Oz, and that was about a tornado that spun and spun a house and lifted it up into the air. And Dorothy was in the house as the house was spinning and it landed in Munchkin Land. So that's what a tornado looks like. And this is what a tornado tells us about. It says big thunderstorms can make a tornado. This funnel-shaped cloud spins like a top. Tornado winds blow very fast. They act like a giant vacuum cleaner. A tornado can lift objects. It can even pull the roof off of a house. So there's all kinds of storms there can be. This one talks about hurricanes, thunder and lightning, and snow and hail. Oh, and here is one that says the sun is shining, there is a rainbow, and the storm is over. The next one I'm going to show you is Tales of the Very Picky Eater. Now this book is fiction. You've probably heard about fiction before, but fiction is kind of like a made-up book. Somebody just thought of a story in their head and wanted to write it. So the one I'm going to read you is The Tale of the Disgusting Broccoli. And this book has what's called a table of contents. So it has 5 different stories in it, and you can look at the table of contents, see the various names of the stories, and pick which one you might want to read. So we're going to start with Tale of the Disgusting Broccoli. I can't eat this broccoli, said James. It's disgusting. Maybe there's something else you can eat, suggested James's father. What else is there, said James. Well, we have this dirt. We have the finest dirt available at this time of the year, imported from the best dirt ranches in the country. This dirt has been walked on by the most skilled chefs wearing the finest French boots. It has been mixed by specially trained earthworms, and it is served on your very own floor. I don't know about you, but I don't know if I would want to eat dirt off the floor. Ugh, said James. What else do we have? Well, We have this fine gum, carefully chewed 1,000 times by special children with very clean teeth. They must brush their teeth with 3 different brushes before they can chew this gum 1,000 times, especially for you. Or we have this very sweaty sock, soaked in sweat, sweated by the world's fastest and tastiest runner, who was fed nothing but apples and cinnamon for 3 months before running a marathon in this very sock. There's the guy who does the running, and there's his sock. Isn't there anything else to eat? Asked James. Well, there's this broccoli. I'll have that, said James. I think I would pick the broccoli too over the dirt or the sweaty sock. You guys probably have things that you don't like to eat either, but if you think about it, you might rather eat that thing than a sweaty, dirty sock. Let's see. Okay, let's do this one. Magic Tree House. Maybe some of you have read some of these books. The author is Mary Pope Osborne. I'm not sure if you know what an author is, but an author is the person who wrote the book. So she wrote this book and a whole bunch of other books. I'll show you the page of books that she's written. That must be in the back. Yep. Here are all the different books she's written. Quite a lot of books, right? And most of the stories are about Jack and Annie and the adventures that they go on. This particular book is An Afternoon on the Amazon. The Amazon is a very, very long river, and they get into a lot of different situations on the Amazon River. It is also illustrated by Kelly and Nicole Matthews. Illustrated means that's the person who drew the pictures in the book. Oh, I know what the other thing is that I wanted to tell you. And you probably know what graphic novels are, but this one is a graphic novel. And so you can just read through all the different things that they have to say, and there's a lot of pictures in the book. It's a pretty easy read, and you'll probably get through it pretty fast. I hope you enjoy this. And if you like this one, you can go to the library and get even more of them. So the next one we're going to talk about is We Are All Connected. And this is the one that is written in English and Spanish. So if you know how to speak Spanish, this might be an interesting book for you to check out. And maybe you could share it with one of your friends and teach them a little Spanish. I'll read a little bit of this one. We all live on one blue dot spinning in space. We are all a part of the human race. We have hopes and dreams and love in our hearts. We are stronger together than apart. So why all the fuss to compete and compare when it feels so much better to connect and to share? We can share when we're sad or down in the dumps. We could share our joys, give high fives, or fist bumps. Let's speak up for others, include and embrace. We all make mistakes. We can give each other grace. So when they say we can give each other grace, you might just say, give each other a break. I'm gonna stop with that now. And if you like this book, go check it out and you can see where it goes and what the ending is about. So the next one is about reptiles. And I have an example of some reptiles with me today. I have this, which is a dinosaur. I have this big, long snake. And I have a little snake and a tortoise. So I'm going to read to you about the tortoise. This is entitled Turtles and Tortoises. A desert tortoise can live for a whole year on what a crow eats in a single day. A turtle can hold its breath for several weeks or even a few months. When the weather becomes too cold for the turtle, it burrows deep into the ground. So how does it breathe when it's buried? It takes air in through its skin, throat, and an opening under its tail. So this is a picture of the desert tortoise. If you want to check this one out, you're going to learn about a lot of different reptiles. We've got different lizards here. What else would be cool to find? Oh, I could tell you this story about a snake too, like this big snake that I'm wearing. It says 2 ounces of a king cobra's venom is enough to kill 20 people or an elephant. It is the longest poisonous snake in the world and can grow to a length of 15 feet. Its fangs are 5 inches long. How does a snake charmer charm a snake? We see the snake swaying in time to the music of the charmer's flute and believe it to the charmer's flute and believe it has been charmed. Actually, because snakes are deaf, that means they can't hear anything. It is just trying to keep its eyes on the charmer's swaying. So they're not actually moving to the music because they can't hear it. They're just following what the charmer does with his flute. All right, so the very last book we're going to talk about is signing for kids. And I'm going to demonstrate some signs, and then maybe you guys can practice them on your own. So the first one we're going to do goes like this, and I'm going to see if you guys can guess what it is. Do it one more time. It's actually a bird. So if you think about it, it's like these is the bird's beak, and he's speaking. So if you want to try doing that with each other, you would know how to say bird in sign language. The next one we're going to do is this. That is actually a sign for cat, and it's the cat's whiskers. And we are going to try another one. See if you can guess what this is. That is the owl. The owl's eyes are big and round. So try that out and show each other what you can do with the owl. And the last one we're going to try is this one. You guess what that is? It's a monkey. So all you have to do is take your hands and put them at your side and lift up and down like that, and you're kind of making the monkey sound like ooh, 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 ooh. Except, you know what, if you do that for somebody who can't hear, they wouldn't hear that noise anyway. They'll just see what you're doing. Well, that's all the books I have for you today. I hope you enjoy them. I hope you want to check them out and read a little bit more. Thank you for having me